Welcome to the Fueled by Joy Working Dog Podcast.
I've only been in my life probably about at the most about 6 years of my life without beagles, and that was in my early career.
Where we bring you the best in working dog coverage.
That first dog I had probably taught me more about pointing dogs than I learned anywhere else.
From some of the best dog men and women on this planet.
You demanded dead accuracy.
Brought to you, as always, by Joy Dog Food.
And that is a testament to the nutrition. That honestly, and that's where I've been ever since. I said, well, as long as they keep it like it is, I'll be right here.
Now it's time to get fueled by joy.
Wade Graskowitz here, owner of Joy Dog Food. I want to discuss two of our products, 3020 and 2420. Great products to switch to during hunting season. These two products, guys, have been specifically designed for dogs that are being hunted. They're being exercised daily, 4, 5, 6 times a week. That's what it's designed for. A lot of my competitors, and I'm going to say most of my competitors, 95% of my competitors, they're just making dog food. Joy Dog Food, these two products, 538 kcals on the high energy, 535 on the 3020. They're designed for you beagle guys, you coon dog guys, retrievers, squirrel dogs, coon hounds. That's what it's designed for. High stress hunting dogs. If you haven't made the switch, please give Joy Dog Food a try. You will be a believer. If you try it one time, you will be so satisfied. If you got any questions, please give me, Wade Graskowitz, the owner, a call here at the office, 1-800-245-4125. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Working Dog Wednesday. It is the Fueled by Joy Working Dog Podcast. I am joined by Mr. Joy himself. It just spreads joy all over. It is the holidays. It is Wade Grashwitz. And December means a lot of things. It means Christmas. It means the kids getting a break out of school. It means sledding and snow if you're up north. But it also is Super Hunt Month. Wade Grashwitz. We start here very soon with the Beagle Super Hunt. We move on into the squirrel dogs, into the coon dogs, into a big fun-filled month for Joy Dog Food. So how you feeling coming into our first Super December?
Well, this time last year we've had just the coon dogs in February, so this is a new experience. All three in 1 month. Starting out with the beagles, and as you know, the weather up there is not good. I was talking to the guy that's kind of hosting it. 8 inches of snow on the ground up there, and they're getting more today. So then we get the, which I'm excited about the beagles. I really, really am. And right now I'm focused on that, but Lord, that 4 there on for the coon dogs, that's like who's who in the coon dog world. How do you get past that when not focusing on that? And then you got our first ever squirrel dog event, and look at the entrance there. I mean,
Yeah.
great month for Joy Dog Food.
I know, because I mean we were gearing up. I was gearing up for a crazy week. Now my week has slowed down because there was enough snow here, and if folks don't know, we're holding the Beagle Super Hunt probably about an hour, a little over an hour straight east of my house. They actually got a little more snow there than what I got, but we're looking at 10 to 12 inches of snow probably on the ground by the time this hunt comes up. Freezing temperatures this week, but I do believe by the time we have the hunt, that temperature is going to rise a little bit to where it's manageable. But we're looking at single digits all week. We're looking at 10 to 12 inches of snow. We're looking at some southern dogs coming up here. We're looking at gonna be tough conditions, but it's the best of the best. These dogs are the best squirrel or best rabbit dogs of 2024. And here we are, or 2020, I guess it'd be this year's 2025.
Yeah.
And, they're built for this. They'll probably be better than what we expect, but it is not going to be easy on them.
No, and well, Brad, he's nervous and worried about that. More snow today. He was actually going to his couple of these 2 or 3 best areas. He was going to take a tractor and blade down where we can get into there real easy without getting stuck. um, so he's making preparations over there. He's actually got I was telling you this earlier. He's actually got the cooking crew or the chefs that's going to fix food for us Friday night and Saturday morning. He's got them in there this week, kind of like going through the stuff he's got and practicing. They're actually going to cook some steaks outside on a charcoal grill just so they don't mess them up for Friday night. So we're making preparations. So no, we're excited about it. We're gearing toward it with our marketing this week, and then the following week, we'll be doing the coon dogs, and then right after that, 2 or 3 days later, we got the squirrel dogs. So
Yeah.
I think everybody that I know of is excited about this, except my wife. I'm the mule on the Christmas. She's crazy about Christmas and decorating, and I'm the mule from the basement to upstairs, and I'm going to be going a bunch this month. So she's not crazy about that, but anyway, it is what it is. We'll get them up somehow.
So now the truth comes out as to why you scheduled all these hunts in December. You were dodging Lisa's Christmas decorations, is what you were doing.
Yeah, you don't watch these either, so I'm safe.
Well, I'll send her the link to this one.
I'm sure you will.
But no, I'm not worried about the dog's performance over here this at the Beagle Hunt. I'm not worried about a lot of stuff, and of course, I don't have near as much pressure on me as Brad does hosting it. All the guys hunting in it, the judges, BJ doing so much work for something like this. What makes me nervous is it is not easy to keep up with these beagles in a foot of snow and try to get good footage. As the cameraman toting this stuff around and trying to get the audio, when it's super cold, your batteries don't last as long. You're always switching batteries, and these things are like filming a motocross. I mean, it's gonna be challenging, but I've got BJ there to help me. I'm sure we can get a few more hands with a few more cameras and make sure we don't miss anything. But man, it's gonna be exciting, but also, through 3 casts and through 12 inches of snow, toting that camera on, it may make the coon hunt look like a cakewalk by the time we're
Right.
done there.
Yeah, you're looking at 4.5 to 5 hours of filming.
Yeah.
On
Yeah,
Saturday.
and I'm not looking for the editing either, but it's gonna be the first time, just like the coon hunt, the first time we did it, there's a learning curve. There's things that we have to figure out to make it the production that it is today. And, hopefully it won't be as much as it was from the first Joy Super Hunt for the coon dogs as opposed to the second one. But there's going to be some hiccups along the way, I'm sure, but I don't think it's anything that we can't deal with, that we can't make a good production out of, and maybe get these Beagle guys some of the recognition that they deserve. And the same with the
There you
squirrel
go.
dogs. We filmed squirrel hunts, we filmed coon hunts, we filmed lion hunts, and I've filmed out west. I've filmed all kinds of stuff, but I've never filmed an actual beagle competition. Now, I've filmed rabbit dogs. I've done one of those with some really good dogs. And all I remember was it was really hard to keep up and the weather was great. So it might be a challenge, but I think we'll be able to get through it. And I know BJ, he probably feels the same way as do you. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And like you said earlier, it is hard not to overlook some of these things because me and you are coon hunters, we're houndsmen. We've competition coon hunted. We've raised coon dogs. We've done all that. Coon hunting is probably our number one interest, and that coon dog cast. Man, Strickland, Engel, Duel, Andrew, what a cast! The perfect super hunt cast I think that you can have. You got 3 heavy hitters, and you got a little bit of an underdog. There's a story there. So yeah, I know you're looking forward to that.
Oh,
What are you thinking about the coon dogs How does that go in Wade Grashwood's minds? How's that going to end up?
Wow, I don't know. I just know I talked to Strickland, and he was all the way up there where you guys are at.
Yeah.
Drove all the way up there. What night was it? I can't remember what day it was, but drove all the way up there, hunted one night. Him and Ashley Oxendine, and they woke up with 10 inches of snow on the ground. So they beat feet out of there, headed back, and Ashley followed him. So they're hunting at Strickland's house this week instead of in Missouri. And then Strickland said he's going to hunt every night right up until the super hunt. So he said his goal is to be the first one to win two. Okay. And Scotty is stone cold silent. He always is. Stone cold silent. Doesn't say much, but I guarantee you he's hunting every night. He's probably down at Randy's hunting from 5:30 till 3 a.m. getting ready for this. And then Duel, I know Duel's hunting. I see him on Snapchat. He wants to win this. This is his second time he's been here, and Scotty's second time. Duel wants to win, and Scotty wants to win. And then you've got Andrew. I didn't realize he lives way up by Cleveland, Ohio. And don't count him out either. Don't everybody looking at these other three. Don't count him out. I know I talked to him last week. He's hunting as well. So it's going to be really, really interesting. It really is.
I'm hoping to get Andrew on the podcast for next Tuesday too. And because them other three have had their say and they've had plenty of say. We got all them on at the same time, which if you guys have not went back and listened to, I mean, how often can you get Strickland, Engel, and Duel all on the same podcast in person to sit down and talk? That was such a good time. We're down at the Downstream Casino. We all went to down there. We're at the $10,000 entry hunt. We all had a drink, got some loose lips, all sat down and done the podcast. And I thought that turned out fantastic. So if you guys have not listened to that, go back and listen to it. But I wanted to get them three done. Everybody's heard from John and Scott and Duel plenty, and they deserve it. Them are three of the best in the business. But I wanted to get Andrew down by himself and do one with him because I don't care how you slice it. And I don't care what anybody says. And I know he's got a good dog. You can't do what he did without a good dog. But he is the underdog. I mean, he is going to be the underdog throughout this whole thing. And everybody wants to see an underdog do well. And I do too. I think that would be a cool story if we just have a crazy shootout and Andrew Goss comes out as a super hunt champion. But them other three ain't going to give him no breaks just because he's the underdog. They want to win it just as bad as he does, if not more. And then you look at Duel, who's got a new team now. He's got McVeigh and Marshall behind him. And I think that they are excited about having a dog in the super hunt too. They've got Duel, they've got Crash, they've got Jack. It's not Ike Rainey anymore. It's McVeigh and Marshall, and they're super excited about it too. So there's a lot of moving parts there and a lot of interesting storylines coming into that. And so, what a cast. Could you imagine if you were going to pick a super hunt cast just off the top of your head? The two of these guys would probably be in it, at least, if not all of them.
Right. Well, no, yeah, those three for sure. Andrew's kind of a newcomer on there. I was on the cast when he won that, and dog looked great. Yep. Dog looked good. Of course, we had Michael Ward in there. As much as Michael Ward's won this year,
yep,
that'd really make it interesting. But I was thinking last night, Josh. Duel's fed Joey dog food for a long, long time. Scotty's fed Joey dog food for a long, long time. Strickland's been on it for about, I don't know, year and a half. And even Cole McVeigh, that Doodles went to work for or hunting for, Cole McVeigh's been ordering dog or buying Joey dog food from us since Goose won the World Hunt. What was that? 3 years ago? 4 years ago?
But it would have been the year before our first super hunt, so it would have been almost 5 years ago.
Yeah, he's been feeding Joey dog food since then. So those guys almost every and Andrew, I don't think Andrew was feeding it at the time. He said it was hard for him to get up in that area. So I understand that. I get that. But that whole cat basically is either on Joy dog food or been feeding it for a long, long time. So um,
Well,
me,
you look at the success of guys that are feeding Joy dog food, and we talked about Ward and what him and Tin Cup are doing, and all these guys in the super hunt and all these women. Then you go into the squirrel dog side, and I know Nicky's been feeding it for a long time. He's in there with Cowboy. I don't know about the others. I don't know about the Beagles, but when you're talking about a performance dog food, and then you look at how these guys perform, and they're feeding it, it makes it. I know we don't care what anybody's feeding that comes to the super hunt.
no,
They could be
absolutely
feeding old
not.
Roy, they could be feeding farmer's dog. We don't. They get
Really,
a super hunt
really.
invite because they're great. It's got
Yeah.
nothing to do with what kind of dog food they're feeding, but
No, it
it's
does. It's
got to
just
make Wade
ironic.
Grashwitz feel good to see that four of these guys and a lot of these guys that are in the other events are doing well and winning world championships on Joy Dog Food.
Yes, it does. Back to the Beagles, Josh, real quick. First time we're doing it, and in my mind, that's the group of hunters that they're behind.
Yeah.
Squirrel hunters, USDC's kind of kicked the squirrel hunters up the ladder, but the Beagle guys, and you wouldn't believe of all of the text messages and emails and phone calls that I've got, not from these six guys necessarily, but from all these other guys that have Beagles and like, wow, thanks for doing this. We're gonna watch it. How do we watch it? I try to explain to them how to get on there. They're excited. Um, we've had to, and honestly, we've had to turn away probably a dozen, 15 guys that actually wanted to come over to the hunt and walk along. And we're gonna have 20 people, 25 people there. I just thought, I hate to tell people no, and I'll kind of let BJ handle that, but we've had to kind of keep that to a minimum because it was just the Beagle guys. The Beagle guys are just super, super excited, super excited. This is their first really trip to the dance, so
Yeah.
I'm happy for them.
No, I'm excited too. It's good to see new guys, new faces, new dogs, new everything. There are a lot of rabbit hunters out there. There are a lot of
Oh,
squirrel hunters out there that the business that I'm in. Um, I'm in the coon dog business, and so that's what I pay attention to. But we can't forget that as a coon hunter and all the coon hunters that are listening to this, we can't compete or forget that there's a lot that we can learn from other hunting sports, other dog sports, how they train, how they hunt, how they work their dogs, all that stuff. There's a big crossover there amongst all hounds and working dogs. And so you never know. You may listen to one of these Beagle podcasts that BJ does, or one of the Squirrel Dog podcasts that Joey and John are doing, and pick something up and listen and say, hey, maybe that'll work for my hound, or maybe that'll work for my cattle dog, or maybe that'll work for my doodle that's laying on the couch. You never know what they can bring up. And so there's a lot to learn. It's going to be an exciting December, and I'm looking forward to it, as I know you are. But it is December, and it is cold. And we've been talking about Joy Dog Food. And, I think before we shut this down, we need to talk about the feeding regimen and the difference between right now outside, it's 20, right at 19 to 20 degrees. There's all kinds of snow. The weather's cold. I'm still hunting when I can, but you know, dogs are in insulated dog houses or heated dog houses or a heated building. They've all got doors. They've all got good bedding. They've all got the absolute best care that they can get for these temperatures. But feed changes. You have to change what you feed the dog. So, does Wade Grashwich recommend transitioning from a warmer climate feed, summer feed, early fall feed into this depths of winter feeding? Are you wanting to change formulas? Or are you wanting to just up the feed? What would Wade recommend for a dog? Just make sure to maintain that weight and maintain its ability to get around in the woods.
It's been a while since I've owned a coon dog. It's been several years, but the biggest thing that I remember all the time was those dogs this time of year drink a
Wait,
lot of.
hold on a second now. Now,
We're not
we
letting the cat out of the bag.
we just well let that cat out of the bag,
No,
Wade Grashwitz.
I don't want that pressure yet. He's
Let
old.
it hasn't been a long time since you've owned a coon dog now.
He's at your house, so we're gonna leave her there for a little bit. Um, but no, I always remember that you know dogs seem to drink a lot of water this time of the year, and maybe it's just because it freezes up. But I always had two sets of uh, watering cans, buckets, whatever, and I'd take a fresh one out there, and then take the one that's frozen back inside, let it thaw out, and then a lot of times I'd add water to the feed.
Yeah.
This time of year, I think for some reason it seems dogs just drink a lot of water. The summertime's rough too because they drink a lot of water, but man, the bowls or the buckets or whatever gets mold and stuff in them. It's just this time of year is a lot of work as a dog owner for a dog owner. It is.
I know that's a fact. Because I've got 4 outside kennels that don't have a roof on them, and you can't just leave the snow in the kennel. I mean, it can't. They'll tromp it down. It'll turn to ice. It's hard to keep all the waste out of the kennel and keep the kennel clean for them and stuff. So every time it snows, I got to go out there. I got to scoop them out. I brush them out. I take a broom, make sure it's all back down to the original, either concrete or wood or whatever. And when it's blowing snow and it's 7 degrees and you're doing this in the dark, it sucks. I mean, as a dog owner, it sucks. But also, we got to remember we got to keep those things clean. We got to keep them healthy. We got to keep them well fed, and it's just part of it. It's no different than having a kid or a herd of cattle or whatever. You're responsible for those animals, and you got to keep good care of them. And part of keeping good care of them is keeping them clean, fed, and watered. I know I use the heated water bowls. It makes life so much easier. I'm not breaking any more ice. Everything's got a 2.5 gallon heated bucket. And you'd be surprised how, like you mentioned, how much water they drink now that I have those. I've had those, I don't know, for years now. But I remember going out and I would break ice and fill water in the morning first thing. And then when I fed at night and make sure that they had, you know, water in front of them the best I could. And I would think, man, these dogs don't drink a lot. These dogs don't drink a lot. But now that I see that they have fairly warm water right in front of them all the time, they're drinking probably more now than they do in the heat of the summer. And so, yeah, you're right on that. Give them fresh water, make sure the feed's up to date. But I prefer, which the fish food's coming out too. I think it's going to be great. But the 24/20 and the super meal feed really great in the winter. And I know, like even the old females that are on maintenance or that are on the select, I'll switch them over to 24/20 in the winter so I can feed them the same amount as I was of the maintenance or the select during the summer. Is that something that you would recommend, or is it just, give them some more dog food, maybe not the switch, all that stuff?
I always a firm believer in feeding something really, really good. Even something that you're not hunting, give them something that's more kcals per cup.
Yeah.
And probably feed a little bit extra too.
Yeah.
That, my gosh, when it's down to single digits, they're burning through that in a hurry.
Yeah.
Keep themselves warm. They're burning through it in a hurry. So
I noticed even the dogs that are in climate control are still burning more weight or burning more calories. I mean, it's 55 degrees in their house right now, which is plenty warm for a dog, especially with its winter coat and all that stuff. But they're still burning more calories, even being in climate control, than they are, just during the summer when it's 65 and they're 70 when the air conditioner's on.
Well, I like to read information on dogs and dog food and all that, and I constantly got something in front of me. But they say that a dog this time of year will eat at least 1/3 more dog food than they do in the summertime. 1/3. That's
Yeah.
that's a lot.
That
Is
is
a lot.
that is the exact amount that I increase my feed during the cold months. Because you look at Ralph that's hunted super hard, 4, 5, 6 nights a week, 2, 3 hours a night at least. He's getting right at 6.5 cups or 6 cups, I think, during the summer. And then he goes up all the way up to 9 cups this time of year when I'm hunting him hard. I mean, that's a high metabolism, hardworking dog. But then you look at a dog like Hazel, Charlotte, some of the others, they go from 2.5 cups to maybe 3.5 cups, 3 cups, something like that. And so a lot of it's going to depend on the dog too.
Oh yeah, every dog's different. every dog's different. I talk to people all the time, and I always tell them, other than December, January, February, maybe even March, but rest of the months, I tell them to start out at 2 cups, and then adjust from there. They have to adjust up. They can adjust up. They have to drop it in the summertime. Drop it a little bit. They start getting fat. Just depends on what they're coming from. When they're coming from dog food that's, some of our competitors, Josh, let's face it, they're 385 to 410 kcals per cup. You jump that to 538, 150 kcals, 125 kcals per cup more. You can't feed them the same amount. They will blow up. So I always tell everybody, start with 2 cups and adjust from there, up or down.
Yep. 2 cups seems to be the sweet spot for a lot of dogs. But I'll tell you what, the stool's great, the feed's great. You guys are doing a great job there at Joy Dog Food. I don't just say that because I'm the host of the podcast or anything like that. If it didn't work, I wouldn't be feeding JR's dogs or my dogs or your dog or whoever's that dog food, no matter what you paid me. So, yeah, good work, Wade. I'm looking forward to a big December. Do you got anything to add before we shut this off?
Not really. Just we're so excited for these 3 hunts. I was talking to Alex a while ago on how we're going to stage this on the marketing and stuff this month. We got a lot of work, a lot of work. So I'll be up in your part of the country Thursday about 1-2 o'clock. So
it's about time you left Commeyville and come up here where the real men live. Finley had to move down to Commeyville. He couldn't even hack it up here. It wasn't tough enough.
Who's Finley? Is he still hunting?
Yeah.
Is he? I like to stroke him a little bit. So
what'd you say, Wade? I missed you on that one.
I said, "Who's Finley?" I like to stroke Jed Finley a little bit on his hunting right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, I would rather be where you guys are at right now. I bet where Finley's at, he can probably go hunting. I can't hunt up here. I was kind of mad about him canceling La Plata because I've been gearing up for that hunt all along. And then I seen what La Plata looked like. And then I seen what we're getting ready to come. And they probably made the right decision.
They did.
So it is what it is. You can't help the weather, but I'll guarantee you one hunt that will go on. And that is the Beagle Super Hunt here coming up this weekend. So thanks for joining me, Wade. We're looking forward to it. I know just as you are. And we'll wrap this up. We'll see you next time we have this. We'll be doing our Beagle Super Hunt recap show, maybe. So looking forward to that as well. And thanks for everything you do. Thanks to Joy Dog Food. And you guys tune in Cane Stream Media for the first ever Beagle Super Hunt, Squirrel Dog Super Hunt, Coon Dog Super Hunt, all coming up in December. And yeah, it's going to be a good one. So tune in. Remember, Beagles with BJ on Thursday, Working Dog Wednesday, every Wednesday, Tree Dog Tuesday, every Tuesday, and of course the Competition Corner News Desk when available. So thanks for joining us, and we will catch you next week.